Okay, we are live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Be More Dog Live. I'm joined with Mair Franklin today from Seeka Canine Massage. Hello, Mair. How are you?
Hello. Fine, thank you.
Good. Excellent.
Happy to be here.
It's lovely to have you here, Mair. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to join us tonight. Before we get started, can I ask somebody to just let me know if you can hear us okay, please? If you can type a comment and let me know that you can hear us, please, before we get going. Somebody can just put a comment in the comments section. Thank you. I'd appreciate that. If anyone can hear me. I know we've got a few people watching already. Just waiting for somebody to say hello. So, Mair, tell us a little bit about yourself, please. I know you're doing various different types of massage, but just give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself and what you do at the moment.
Well, I've come to speak about TTouch predominantly tonight, but I am a clinical canine massage therapist as well, and I studied that. It was a 2.5-year training course with the Canine Massage Therapy Centre in Worcestershire, and that was a massive course. It was a really in-depth course that leaves you really well equipped to hit the road running, and you know exactly what you're on about when you get in practice. But having said that, when you start working with dogs, that's when a lot of your learning takes place, when you're doing it hands-on, and you develop finer touch. The more you manipulate tissues and touch the dogs and feel for issues and injuries, your sense of touch develops. And I mean, mine's in the early stages yet, but as I progress, I think it takes something like 5 years to develop that sense of touch that the really experienced canine massage therapists have got. And mine are in there spring. It's just developing, so and I love that. That was a massive course and I absolutely loved it. It's really in depth though. It's a lot of canine anatomy and physiology, really in depth course, and we had exams at the end, practical and written exams, so we had to make sure we knew our stuff, and we were tested thoroughly by Natalie Lenton, who was our instructor, and I loved that. So my TTouch started, I'm going back about 9 years ago. I started with TTouch, and I had a dog that was got a bit worried about other dogs coming charging up, high energy dogs in his space, and he'd get it. But he was only a youngster at the time, and he was getting all worked up. And I consulted a TTouch practitioner called Julie Sadler in the Midlands, and I got hooked on that. And she ended up being my mentor, and I still assist Julie on her courses. I was with her on Sunday. We did a workshop on Sunday, TTouch workshop. So I do loads of stuff like that.
Excellent. And so we can do TTouch not just on dogs. We can do it on various different animals, can't we? We can
absolutely
on cats and guinea pigs.
Anything. Absolutely anything. There's 2 separate trainings for TTouch. There's companion animal training, which is what I qualified in, and there is equine TTouch, so it's the horses, which I haven't done that. But when you do companion animals, we practice on all species. We have on our training clinics, haven't been there for a while now, but we used to have a man come in with a lot of exotic animals. He'd bring pythons, snapping turtles.
Wow.
You name it, we've done it. Tarantulas, and we do TTouch with them. So a snapping turtle, you've got to keep your hands out of the way, because obviously they can whip round and they'll have your fingers. But their shell is very perceptive, and you can do TTouch with paintbrushes on their shells.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you can do anything. Any bits of equipment. We use the brushes on dogs as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So we're going to do a little bit of massage in a minute. And you've got your dog there, and I'm going to try and do a little bit of mine as well. Do you want to just sort of try and give people a little bit of an explanation of what is TTouch?
Yeah, I will do. So we can use TTouch for a number of reasons. Groomers use Tellington Touch a lot. It can really help with animals that are touch shy as an introduction to touch.
Okay.
Drip feed the system. We don't overload, we don't flood the animal.
Right.
And somebody came up with a really nice way of explaining it about music. We use lots of pauses in TTouch. And somebody said music is nothing without the pauses between the notes. And that's quite nice. With TTouch, it's the pauses are as important as the actual touches, because it's giving the animal that time to process and you to assess how the animal's responding to you. The animal feels it's got some choice. Sure. So you're not like forcing yourself. We're done with the animal, not on the animal. It's a two-way thing. It's like a communication, two-way communication. So we can do it for that. And confidence building gives the animal confidence when it knows. If you think when you go to the dentist, if you don't like the dentist and the dentist was to pin you down on the chair and drill away and not give you a break, you're going to be frightened to death. But if that dentist said to you, if you need a break, just put your hand up, you're going to feel so much better. And it's about that with animals. We're watching for a signal to say, oh, hold on, just a minute, give me a minute. Lovely. So it's a nice way of doing that. And we were talking before, it's a nice way of bonding, isn't it? You know, a little bit of quiet time. Switching the phone off, forgetting about work, just having some quiet space and time to connect with your dog as well. I think that's a really lovely thing to do. Okay. It's calming for us as well, actually.
Say that again, Mair.
Very calming.
Yes.
For the giver as well as the receiver.
Yes. Shared experience.
With TTouch, we say everything depends. There's no clear answer, which can be quite frustrating for some people. Because there's no black and white answer, because we recognise that animals are sentient beings. They're all individuals with individual likes and dislikes. So having said that, it's calming. It may not be for some animals.
Some animals that maybe are not comfortable to be touched, or they've got.
And then we try something else.
Okay. So I think we'll get set up. I should say we'll take some questions as well afterwards. So if people have got questions you'd like to ask Mair, put them in the box about TTouch massage and so on. And I'm also running a competition. So I'm giving away a free session with myself, which I'll run about halfway through. So we'll get ourselves ready, shall we? If everybody wants to go and get your dogs and try and make them comfortable, I'll be back in 2 seconds. Do you want to swing your camera around, Mair? Right.
I could talk through a bit of an explanation about how TTouch began while we're getting set up.
Please do. I'm just organising myself.
So Linda Tellington Jones was the creator of Tellington Touch, and it's some 40 odd years ago that she started. It was an intuitive discovery, actually, because she was a Feldenkrais practitioner. And that's a similar method where you're using non-habitual patterns of movement to activate unused pathways in the brain, so neural pathways. And she was just working on a horse, doing some Feldenkrais on a horse. And it was a horse that was having difficulty with contact, and she just began instinctively pushing the skin in circular motion. She doesn't know why she was doing it, but the mare responded to her and became calm. And then from that experience, she started experimenting more, and she built up the different touches and the method. So it was a nice intuition. We use intuition a lot, and you use it a lot with massage as well. But TTouch is not massage. It's a very, very superficial touch. So I'll talk about the circular movements first.
Okay.
So if we imagine a clock face.
Mair, are you able to just move over because we can't see you?
Yeah. So if we imagine, I could do with that. If we imagine a clock face, so 6 would be obviously down. Yeah. And let's get this closer. See if we can have it closer. How's that? Is that too close?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit too close.
How's that? If I'm just wanting to get the actual movement for you. Let's try that.
So I think maybe a little bit further back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
how's that?
Yeah. Bit down, a little bit down.
Well, I'm not the best with camera angles.
No, we're not technical. We're not
I'm no David Bailey.
Right, that's great.
Okay. So 6 would be down on the clock face. He's not in the best position for me to show you here, but so I'm just going to place my hand on, and I'm just going to let it fall naturally, free from tension. My hand is not going to have any tension, and I'm just letting my hand mold with Hector's body, really. I'm not putting pressure on. I'm just holding it there. And 6 is going to be facing down. So I'm going to move around the clock face up towards 9. I'm pushing the skin. I'm not skimming over. I'm going round to 12, to 3, back to 6, and just past 6 towards 9 again. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a breath, and I'm just going to melt away. So that would be one circle. And when we talk about pressures that we use, if I can show you on myself, if we use our eyeball, as long as you've got no contact lenses in, you're all right to do this. So the pressure, a number 1 pressure would be very, very light. It's just about the lightest touch that you can do on your eyeball to gently move the skin. And number 3 is a tiny bit deeper, so that you can actually feel your eyeball, and it's as much pressure that you would stand on your eye. That's as much pressure as you would put on your eye. But the lighter pressure is just as much, just to move the skin, but barely feel the pressure at all. So that's about the pressures that we use in TTouch. We don't go any deeper than that. So it's very, very light and superficial.
Okay.
What we did there with the hand moulded on is what we would call an abalone. So it's an abalone is like because all the TTouches are named after animals. And an abalone is like a mollusk, sort of a rock fish, a clumpy thing that goes onto a rock.
Yeah.
Like a mollusk type thing. So it's as if a shellfish, as if it's on a rock. That's like it's suckered on. So you're moulding your hand around, just around the dog's body.
Just anywhere?
You can put it anywhere you like.
Okay.
Yeah. We always lift the skin. When we start our circle, we lift. So we don't. Let's see if I can get that there. I could do with him being in a different angle, really, but not to worry. He's facing the wrong way for us. because I'm on the wrong side for him. I'm lifting. He's underneath the bit that I'd be lifting. But anyway, if we think of lifting the skin up, we don't push it down. We're always lifting it up as we start the circle. So we're never dragging it down. It's always starting with the skin lifting up. So we do another one. We go for, right. We're back on again. So this is his spine here. I wouldn't usually be doing it here, but I'm not sure you can see it if I do it on here. Let's have a look.
It's on the sides, maybe, Mair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine where you are.
This is on his lumbar area here. So yeah, we're back at 6. So we're gonna take a breath. It's nice and loose, your hand is. We're gonna come round the clock. We're pushing the skin up to 9 from 6, round to 12, round to 3, past 6, and up to 9. Take a nice breath and release, melt it away, melt the tension away. And that is one abalone TTouch circle, that is. We can practice it on ourselves, on our own arms, if you wanted to do that. So that was the abalone. I'll teach you the llama. The llama is a nice one. And this is a really nice introductory touch. And a llama touch is using the back of your hand. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're going to stroke. This is really nice to when you're meeting a dog that you're not familiar with, because if we stroke with the back of our hand, we do it nice and slowly.
Yeah.
What the dog realizes is that we're not going to grab.
Oh, that's nice.
So
I like that.
A really, really good introductory touch.
Yeah.
For the dog. And the other really lovely thing about the llama touch, so now we're going to stroke from his cervical area, and we're just going to stroke very, very slowly down the length of his body and observe for any temperature changes. Can you feel any changes in the temperature of your dog as you stroke down?
Yeah, I can feel it a bit warmer.
Okay.
Further down, yeah.
Okay. The back of your hand is much more perceptive to temperature changes than your palm.
Right, okay.
So this is always, we're looking, we're feeling for any heat. These are all observations that we do in TTouch as well.
Yeah.
And as we stroke, we look
really,
for
there's a big difference between the back of the hand and the palm.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes if you feel very hot, that we can note it on diagrams. We do an observation chart, and we might note if there's particularly hot areas or cool temperatures. So hot can mean that there's something going on in that underlying tissue. It's not necessarily that there's anything wrong, but it's an observation, and it's worthy of a note. Take a note of it.
Okay. Yes,
and the same.
It seems as well like it's just awakening your senses a bit more, tuning in.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can also do circles, llama circles with the back of your hand. And these are nice as well. So the same, we're going round the clock from 6 all the way around. And we always, when we're doing our touches, we keep our wrists nice and loose. We never lock it. So that was the awkward thing I had with him being on the wrong side for the hand touch.
Yeah.
Because my wrist is in the wrong position. It's locked.
Okay.
And you won't have the same type of fluidity in your touch. So this side, if I was working on him, I'd be using the back of my hand because my wrist is nice and loose and not locked up.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can do the circles with the back. So it's 6, round to 9, 12, back towards 6, and just past and pause, breathe, and melt away. Now you can either lift off and go to another area to do a touch.
Yeah.
Or you can slide to another area for a touch.
And Mair,
Yeah.
what sort of speed are we going at? Can you vary the speed?
That's a brilliant question. Generally, it's about 2 to 3 seconds per circle.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it depends again, though.
Yeah, it depends on the dog, doesn't it?
Because if you've got a dog that's spinning its wheels and it's very, very fast, what we do is we meet that dog at his level.
Yeah.
And what I mean when I say we meet the dog at his level, I mean if that dog's going fast and it's really hyped, we start fast. So we'll do quick touches. And we'll then start to slow that pace down to bring that dog down.
Right.
If he's fast, we'd be going fast. Anything fast is going to be arousing anyway. Or if we wanted to get the dog in massage, we do things fast to get the dogs ready for competition. We do pre-warm-ups and things like that for agility dogs and stuff. Yeah. So anything fast is going to get the dog ramped up, ready for action. But also the way we do is we meet in T-Touch, we'll meet him at that fast level and then just start to gradually slow down them touches, and it makes it that the dog can come down with you, if you like. If you got a dog that's hyped, and you start slow, you're probably going to lose him. He's probably not going to respond to you.
Right, okay.
The same way as if you meet him at that fast pace and start to slow down.
Okay. Yeah. So can it be helpful to sort of bring dogs down then, to calm them down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ear work is another brilliant one. So we've looked at abalone. Yeah. We've looked at llama. We can do chimp touch. So all these touches, and they're named. They're all different parts of the hand that we use.
Yeah.
And Linda gave them all animal names.
Right.
So the chimp, we've got the chimp touches. Let me say, this part of our fingers.
Okay. The knuckle.
Well, we've got it's this first knuckle part. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And baby chimp is just the top bit, and then we have orangutan, which is the whole bit. So if you imagine an orangutan walking on his hands,
okay.
But chimp is like these bits. So we can do with this part of our hand, and that's quite a nice one. Yeah. And when I tend to do chimp, I tend to go quicker. We generally go in a clockwise direction.
Yeah. Okay.
But even that is open for looking at the animal's response and the person who's using the touches. You might prefer to go in an anti-clockwise direction, and some practitioners report that they usually go in a clockwise, but on certain animals they intuitively work the opposite way, and they don't know why. Right. But it's like a lot of, like you say with the yaw training, a lot of it's intuitive.
Yeah.
You listen to what messages you're getting and what feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what sort of signs would we be looking for in a dog, or what things might we notice?
So we might do a couple of touches and pause. And if that dog re-engages or stays with us or leans into us more, we might take it that the dog wants to continue. The dog moved away, we'd have a break with them and might try a different touch or try something else completely different. Try moving the dog, because we do confidence courses as well. So it's not just body work, it's putting the dogs through courses where they move in non-habitual ways around a course, and we can observe. We get a lot of observations from touching the dogs, so we can looking at skin twitches, we're feeling for temperature changes, we're observing for coat pattern changes. We look a lot on the dog at if there's any swirls on the coat, if there's any colour changes, if we can see any dry patches, any greasy patches, if the hair stands up in one particular area, this indicates there might be something going on in the underlying tissues. And it's all messages that we take on board and make a note of.
Okay.
So we might be able to. I might show you on the stuffy the earwork. We've done the chimp. Yeah. We can do the baby chimp, which is even tinier. And the baby chimp is nice for ourselves as well. We can do that around our own, because when we get anxious, we can help ourselves to calm if we use touch on us. Okay. So we can do mouth work around ourselves when we're anxious. That's like we can do little raccoon touches, which is on the tips of the fingers. The smaller touches can be more delicate work in smaller areas. We can do it around bony areas gently. Yeah. Yeah. And instinctively, if you think about it, when you're anxious or something happens to you, yeah, and if we have a shock, we automatically go and we start messing with our mouths when we're anxious.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
But these little touches can really help to calm. And on a dog, we do I have my stuff there. We could, with mouth work, we could start with llama strokes or slides along the muzzle. This can help with dogs that are quite shy of having the mouths touched, examined. Right. Don't like having the teeth brushed. It's a nice way in. And then again, you can do little chimp touches along the muzzle. And these are nice. This is also good for very vocal dogs because it brings some awareness to the mouths. Very often you get a vocal dog, he's just making a noise, and it's very often they're not actually aware of what they're doing with their mouths. So, yeah, and this can bring a good bit of awareness to the dog. So, yeah, we can do strokes. Anything you want. You can use any part of your hand, really, that you want with your dog. We generally, we can ask them to rest the hand, their muzzle in our hand. Yeah. And we can do it this way, gently. We even can go inside the mouth and work on the gum. But when we do that, we'd wet our fingers usually, because it's not very nice if you put your hand inside and the gums are dry. But as I say, this is a great way to bring confidence to a dog to having his mouth checked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you say you had something on the ears that you could show us?
I'll show you the ears. Ear work is really good as well. And that can be a great one for, I find it really helpful for dogs' firework noise. It really helps to bring their heart rate down and calm them. Yeah. Okay. So ear work, I would, I've got my, I'm not really good at getting the angles. I've got my hand like that, so I'm going to take it up the cervical area of the back, up the back of the neck, and I'm going to bring to the forehead. Oops. Yeah. And then I'll take the ear, slide to the tip, and I do a little circle at the tip and place the ear back down. And that is, there's lots of shock points on the tips of the ears.
Right.
And when you work along, we work in strips. We just cover all the ear level in bits, in lines, and little circles on the end, and put the ear down. Again. It's as if you're stroking a petal. It's that gentle.
Oh, nice.
Very gentle. Yeah.
Nice.
And if your dog's not keen on that, instead we try with the ear leather against the head.
Right.
We do circles like that. So we take the ear leather against the head. Little circles. And we're often taught that ear work can be a good A good thing to do if you have a dog that has a fright or a shock or an accident, it can help to buy you some time to keep that dog calm on the way to the vets.
Oh, that's great.
It can help to keep them out of going into shock.
Okay.
I've not had to do that to a dog, but the one thing I find very, very useful for as well is when I've brought my dogs home from the vets, after they've had anaesthetic.
Yeah.
Because this can help with nausea too. Usually in the middle of the night, I find my dogs have a bit of a dip and they go a bit downhill in the middle of the night when they've had anaesthetic. And I do ear work on them, and it really does help them with a recovery after anaesthetic. Brilliant for that, yeah.
Lovely.
If you've got a very drop-eared dog, I can't say, what's your dog called?
This is Misty.
Misty.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the different ear types.
Yeah.
If you've got a dog that's got ears that are upright.
Yeah.
You'd go with the direction of the ear. So if you've got a dog with sticky up ears, you'd go up.
Right.
So you follow the direction of the ear. So a German Shepherd or a Husky, you'd go up. You've got a very drop-eared dog, pendulous ears, like a Spaniel or a Bloodhound or something really pendulous. You follow the direction, and because they're big ears, you don't just let them flop down because that's not very pleasant.
Right, okay.
You support them and place them down.
Right.
So, yeah, for dogs like, and this can be quite good again for dogs who are worried about having their ears handled.
Yeah.
So, and you also get lots of problems with their ears. This can, it's not something nasty happening to their ears.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a good way to build some confidence with letting them have their ears touched in a pleasant way, rather than having to have stuff squirted down them every time. It's about putting, Sarah Fisher talks about putting deposits in the bank account for your dog.
Yes.
The trust fund. She talks about trust fund, and it's a really nice way of explaining it. That if you put plenty of deposits in your dog's trust fund, when you need to make a withdrawal from the trust fund, your dog's more trusting and able to accept a withdrawal when you have to do that.
That's nice
way to explain it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So we've done ear work, mouth work. I mean, you could even incorporate, I suppose, you could start to desensitize if you wanted to bring any piece of equipment in, like to just touch with the ear cleaning bottle and then put it away, and just build up like that to desensitize the dog to having things done. Yeah. I mean, with TTouch, we use lots of tools. We can use sponges to touch. So it's all giving them a different sensation.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's like when we have puppies and we put them over different substrates.
Yes. Yes. So could we do some of this with puppies then as well? Do you think? So?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. With puppies. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
We've had a question come in from Lynn Walker. I hope this is okay. She says, "I have a very hairy beardy. What signs can I look out for, or is it just by feel?"
Signs. So with a long-haired dog, we can do hair slides with those, but I haven't got a long-haired dog here with me.
Well, this is
so yeah, okay. So if you take a little piece of hair, and you just slide, and we can do circular movements on the hair and slide to the end, and do a little rub as if you've got a little, and put it down, little earway like that. But, so does she mean with like fasciculations on the body, any twitches?
I think so. I think she's looking for responses. Because the hair is long, so you might not be able to see.
If you've got a very hairy dog, it's hard to see the skin twitching or any greasy patches. You'll still see it. If the dog's a dark-haired dog, you might see scurf or dander on the coat, where there could be some tightness in the skin, meaning that it's not shedding correctly in an area. There might be different textures of the coat, so there might be coarse, or it might be very fluffy in one area. That's another thing with a long-haired dog. But I think if you can't see the skin, it's about looking for the actual dog's response. So if a dog whips around quickly when you're in a particular area, if a dog sits down, so say if you're doing touches down the body, and every time you come to the lumbar area, the dog moves away or sits down, you think, oh, that's interesting. It could mean, it doesn't absolutely mean there's something wrong, but it's all observations. Build up a picture. Very often dogs will roll on the back when they're being stroked.
My dog does that a lot.
Well, people wrongly assume that it means the dog wants its tummy tickled, but often it can be that the dog is politely saying doesn't want this touched. So all these are messages really to take note of.
And it's lovely because it's it's an opportunity to listen to your dog. You know, and connecting and be aware of what your dog is saying. You know, helping people to start to really pay attention to their dogs.
If the dog feels that you're listening, it becomes, it's a two-way conversation. And I think with puppies, when we have puppies in class, if you do lots of little touches, enough, not like massive long sessions, but you're getting that dog comfortable with contact and maybe a little bit of containment. Not gripping that you're holding the dog, but just getting the dog used to being contained gently. It can be so beneficial when you come to the vets. Exams. We do little lifts under that. We can do belly lifts. We can lift gently under. So it's more of a thought in the head than an actual lift up of the body. But we would place our hand under, and on the out breath, we might gently lift the rib cage and pause, and then we take another breath, and on the out breath, we'll lower it down. And that's just another way of an input in the dog. It's a different form of touch. If you think about it, we have patterns of movement that we do. If I say now, if you think about putting your trousers on, you can absolutely guarantee that you'll always put the same leg in them trousers first. When you put your trousers on, you will always put the same leg in first. But if I ask you to put the opposite leg in first, you've got to really think about it. It's it feels weird, and that's what we do with dogs when we're asking them to walk around the confidence courses. We have a labyrinth and we move them in turns, changes of direction, and we slow them right down. And we can see if they have difficulty turning one way as opposed to the other way.
Oh, that's interesting.
When you've got dogs running around a course, so you've got agility dogs that might look fine running around a course, but they're going very fast. So they'll be swinging the back end round. But when you've got to ask them to step round, more likely to see if they've got an issue turning. So really loads of information you can get from watching your dog.
We've had another question here from Rachel. She says, we have a front amputee, Jack Russell Border Collie mix, with us for 7 years after her amputation. Does massaging the site of the missing limb have any effect for her? So I'm not talking massage as such, but I'm talking TTouch now. We actually do virtual touches over the missing limb as well. So we would do it where the limb would have been, because like
people often report having a phantom limb, don't they? When the limb's been removed, they can still feel sensation.
Yeah.
And actually the eyes tell the central nervous system that there's contact. And this is another way that we drip feed touch to a dog who is worried about touch.
Yeah.
So I may do it virtually over the dog, near to the dog, but I don't actually touch the dog because the eyes are telling that dog that there is a change in the pressure near when you're touching near a dog. So yeah, definitely. You could do around the area of the missing limb, and also where the limb would have been.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And the dog will be compensating, but this is more to do with the massage side of my knowledge, that the dog would obviously compensate somewhere else.
Yes.
Missing limb. So if she has clinical massage with a therapist, they would look at that if the dog is overcompensating on another area of the body and keep that other area healthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting thought, actually, isn't it? To be able to work on a limb that's not there, because I suppose the nerves, you know, there might still be some nerve sensation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I've just been doing a little bit of the baby orangutan. And Missy seems to like this one.
She does. She likes that one.
She seems to like this one. Question here from Gemma Dorset. She says, how do you calm down a dog after playing high energy games to help them rest and sleep? Is that something you think you can answer, Mair?
So I think we know that the mouth work is really beneficial. Possibly if he's high energy, I think I would probably give him something to do with his mouth. Something to chew. Again, it's the mouth work.
Yes.
The mouth has got lots of receptors for dopamine. We know what is it now? Endorphin. Breastfeeding mothers.
Right.
They release feel-good hormones, suckling at the breasts, and the same with an animal. It will calm. And very often, dogs get told off they're being naughty when owners have gone out because they chewed up the house. But that chewing could well be the dog trying to self-calm and help itself because it's under stress. So mouth can really help. Just keeping the atmosphere nice and calm. Calm yourself. Calm your dog. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of a break, Mair, and I'm just going to do my competition. Okay. It's really easy. It's really easy. So I just would like people to just guess the breed of the dog. I'm just going to give you 3 clues, and you just got to guess what breed of dog this is. I normally do a bit of a longer description, but I'm only going to give 3 clues today. Stay out of the way a little bit. Okay, so I originate from China. My name means sandy coat. And I have excessive wrinkles around my face and body. So if you think you know what that is, just type it in the comment section and one of you will win a session with me, either face-to-face or over the remote, depending on where you live. Okay, so I've got a couple more questions, if that's okay, Mair. Yeah. Lovely. Let me just go back up my list. So Mariella says, I've got a Labradoodle who has been diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease. Would touching his tummy help him when he's having a flare-up, please? We use wraps a lot as well. I'll show you some wraps, but there is belly lifts. I don't know if this would it can't do any harm, but with wraps we find that we can use all they are is stretchy bandage. It's Ace bandage that you can buy. Extra Dog sells it, and you can buy it off Amazon. It's I think Ace bandage. very, very stretchy.
Yep.
And these, so Hector's jumped down now, so we've got the couch to ourselves. Let's say. Obviously my dog would be on the floor, so I would gather up my bandage or my wrap, see that? And we can do belly lift. Did you the belly lifts I showed you with the hand?
Yeah.
It might be something good for that dog, because it can help to let down tension on the release. It's helping to let the tissue back down and give some ease. So the belly lift, we'd put it under the dog, and again we gently. It's a very gentle manoeuvre. It's very, on the out breath we do a little lift, and we may rock very gently, and then another breath and release down. So things like that might help to relieve the tummy.
Yeah.
We've been told that this is good for when dogs are constipated or they've got trapped wind. Wow. So it might be something to try. I say it can't do any harm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really helpful tip. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Another question here from Chris. It says, I have a 10-year-old German Shepherd. He has sound phobia, fireworks and thunders.
Okay.
Goes into panic mode, drooling and shaking, digging. Can TTouch help him not get panicky?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah. I would say has he always been reactive to sound?
You'll have to let us know, Chris. Has he always been like that? He's 10 years old, so I don't know, but
I would be saying if it was a recent thing.
Yeah.
I would be saying first protocol would be to have him looked at by the vet.
Okay. Because
we know that noise sensitivity is often linked to pain.
Right. Okay.
And if you think about it, if you've got sciatica, for instance, and I come up behind you and I go bang, and I make you jump and start once, what's going to happen in your back? Yeah. You get pain. Yes. And what happens to the dog is he experiences pain with the startle response as a result of the noise.
I see. Okay.
And then the dog thinks that the noise is what caused the pain.
Sure.
And so they get quite fearful of noise. It's the same as aversive equipment. So like you might have a beep before a punishment.
Yeah.
And that becomes a predictor of pain. So it's the same way it works in dogs that he might have an issue, a physical pain issue somewhere in his body. So that's worth checking with the vet.
Mair, could you just spin the camera around so we can see you?
Oh, yes, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so and do you think that if that all came back okay, then a little bit of TTouch might help this dog?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can try the TTouch right from the start. Yeah. You can crack on with the TTouch. It'll work really good.
Yes.
For noise phobia.
Yeah.
I would say wraps are really good. I can show you how to put a wrap on a dog.
Okay.
I'll show you with a smaller one. I'll show you with my stuffy.
Can we do them round the ears?
Wraps?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do head wraps. Yeah. We can do a head wrap on it. We get before I put a wrap on a dog, I will introduce it to the dog first.
Sure.
I may let the dog sniff it.
Yeah.
I might put treats on it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just suddenly put it on the dog.
Yeah.
I might touch the dog with it. I'll do some circles with it on the dog. Then I might just drape it over the dog's back and move the dog. Just so it's got that sensation of having a wrap on it. And then I might put it in a configuration that I would use a half or a quarter wrap, and I might move the dog without it tied up.
Okay.
Before I get to the stage of putting the wrap on properly. So I'll show you this. So it's around the chest. Oh, we're not there. Around the chest. And I would take it over the back. And this is a bit long for this little dog. I took it in. That would be what we call a quarter wrap configuration.
Okay.
So then if I want to make a half wrap, I've got the cross across the back. I take it round again and tie it off. It's always tied off the spine. So that is how a half wrap would look.
And is that like a sort of swaddling effect?
It's just a light pressure. It's not tight. The thunder shirt was developed from the TTouch rank. Some ladies attended a TTouch workshop.
Yeah. And
got the idea for the thunder shirt from the TTouch wrap.
Right.
If you don't want to spend a lot on a thunder shirt, you can adopt a child's t-shirt.
Right.
Thing if you want to do as a t-shirt.
Yeah.
The thunder shirt for noise-phobic dogs can be a bit too much because the Velcro on it is very loud.
Yes.
Strong strips of Velcro.
Yes.
Can upset a lot of dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
This can be good for preparing a dog for wearing a harness as well. If you put it on a dog and the dog goes very still and very quiet, you take it straight off.
Okay.
That's not a calm dog. That's a dog that's shutting down a bit. It's not comfortable with the wrap on. Okay. So the most we leave it on, initially we'd probably leave it on for a couple of minutes and take it off.
Yeah.
And then we'd leave it on for up to about 20 minutes. Because after 20 minutes, it probably will become habituated to that sensation.
Right.
On firework night, if it's doing a good job, we just leave the dog be with it on.
Yeah.
But always supervise with the wrap on. We wouldn't leave a dog unsupervised wearing a wrap for obvious reasons. Yeah. You might be better off with a thunder shirt if you were leaving a dog. But a wrap we wouldn't, in case the dog got caught up and you're not there to help it out. Yeah.
Thank you. We've got some answers to the question. And the first winner is Mandy Johnson. It's a Shar-Pei. So well done, Mandy. Can you please drop me a message and we can sort out a session? Did you get that, Mair?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so I think we've got a couple more questions and then I think we'll finish up. Lots and lots of people got the Shar-Pei. Well done, everybody.
Oh, brilliant.
Loads of people actually got Shar-Pei. So I'm sure I saw another question. Oh, so it was about the German Shepherd. He developed it when he was about 3. So he's had that problem for 7 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
A long time, isn't it? One from...
So it could be the memory of pain even. The memory of pain can still have the response, yeah. If you've had a really awful incident where I don't know, he could have skidded on the kitchen floor when he heard the bang.
Yes.
Anything.
Yeah.
And it can trigger a memory because we know dogs playing out on shiny floors.
Yeah.
Terrible. We love shiny floors because it reduces the smells in the house.
Yes.
But I'm sorry to have to say it's the worst possible surface for your dog because they can't modulate the grip on shiny floors.
Yeah.
And with my massage head on, a lot of injuries to tendons and muscles and ligaments occur when the dog splays out on laminate floors and things. So if you've got a dog that's elderly or suffering with arthritis, I'd also always say put some mats down, some runners down to help the dog. Even puppies can damage their joints, immature joints, by skidding around, and we think it's always funny running by the ball and the dog skidding everywhere. It's stocking up injuries and problems for future.
That's good advice. Message from Joanne. She says, I have 2 staffies, both have elbow dysplasia. Is there a good touch I can do between their physio sessions?
Well, you could try. I think probably a nice warm touch would be good for elbows. So it might be that you use up the whole hand touch. So you could, we do some that are two-handed. We do lifts, python lifts. So you cup with both hands, and on the out breath you do a tiny lift of the skin. So you just, on the out breath, you might count up to 3 as you lift the skin, and then pause at the top, take another breath, and just let the tissue fall back down. And often the tissue will release further than you've lifted. That's a nice warming touch. But I'd say full-handed touches might be nice. You can do small little fingertip touches around the joint of the elbow or the old cranium. So you can do nice little touches round that joint.
Lovely. That's lovely. Thank you. And I think we'll have one last question here from Janet. She says she's got a 13-year-old with arthritis in hips, also in front paws and ankles. Are there some techniques for those sensitive, painful areas? Maybe what you've just shown us there, or is there anything else?
There's a turtle touch is quite nice on the hips, and a turtle touch is a two-handed touch. You get into the camera, and that's a bit like doing a choo-choo train. That's one touch that's very different to all the other touches because your hands are going in different directions.
Right.
So you place your hands on either side of the over the glutes, and you're going to go, but you are pushing the skin. You're not like rubbing. You're pushing the skin around. Whack. And you can even finish that with a nice little lift at the end, what we call a python lift, and release it down and take the touch down to ground, to earth the dog. And that might be nice. I think for your arthritis, for an arthritic dog, I would definitely suggest you look up clinical massage. Because that can be really good for arthritic conditions. If you go onto the Canine Massage Guild website, you can find a therapist in your area, and that can help with nociceptive pain. It can help to keep the dog mobile. Massage can help to lubricate the joints with synovial fluid. She's all really valuable for arthritic conditions. Amazing.
Mair, you've been absolutely fantastic. You've given so many different you've been fantastic. You've given so much. There's so much information there, and a lot of little things that we can practice and try. You do face-to-face, don't you? And you also do Zoom sessions if anyone wants to get in touch with you.
Lovely.
Your website, I've just got it up on the screen there, seekacaninemmassage.co.uk.
That's me.
And your Facebook page is seekacaninemmassage.co.uk. I'd ask anyone who's watching, please head over to Seeka's page and give her a like, because she's been amazing, and this is all for free. This is all for the love of the dogs. So please show your appreciation. Lots of thank yous coming through now, Mair, lots of people, and I'm sure that a lot of people are going to watch this on the replay. So we do appreciate it if you can head over to Mair's page, seekacaninemmassage.co.uk, and my page as well, and just give us a like. Just before we finish up, I just want to let everyone know about my little experiment I'm doing this weekend, and that's to see if our dogs can read our minds. Saturday and Sunday, I've got the event on my page. Head over to my page if you're interested. Lots and lots and lots of thank yous coming through. Mair, you absolutely amazing session. Thank you very, very much. Would you like to say anything or link any pages or contact details or anything before we finish?
And that, well, we've got, if anybody is not in my local area, they can find out about TTouch if they want to train as a TTouch practitioner even. Yeah. They can look up, I'll find the site now, let me say. There's in-person practitioner trainings, or it's just, TTouch training. So it's TTouch.
TTouch, yeah.
So TTouch, one T, then touch.
Yeah.
Training.co.uk. Okay. You can find out about learning to do practitioner training for yourself.
Yeah.
Or you can find out about workshops on there.
Yeah. Okay. And where are you in the West Midlands? Are you, Mair? Where exactly are you?
I'm in Bearwood.
Okay. I don't know where that is, but I think
so it's Smethwick area.
Okay. So anyone that wants to come and see you, they can get in touch with you.
Yeah.
And have some. I mean, your knowledge is incredible. You've been really amazing at answering the questions, and you know so much. So I think anyone that's local to you definitely come and see you. I just want to say thank you very much, Mair, because it's been really lovely to talk to you, get to know you. I know that this is going to be watched lots and lots over. We've had people from Australia, somebody from New Mexico has just been watching. So this event has been very popular, I have to say. It's been one of my most popular events. Yes, so thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. I wish everybody a lovely Christmas if we don't speak before then. And thanks again, Mair.
Thanks for inviting me. I've loved it. It's been really good.
If you ever want to come back again anytime, you're more than welcome.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. All the best.
I'm watching you because I love your presentation. So
Thank you.
And I'll look up the experiment. I'd forgotten about
Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
And Cyprus. Someone's from Ohio. So we've got Ohio. So I don't know what time it is in these places, but yeah, amazing. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely evening. And thanks for joining. Okay, bye.
Thanks then.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.